have been missed, as I know you guys have missed me. So thank you for joining. If you are interested in booking with me, I am over at blackspectrumnetwork.com. You can go to blackspectrumnetwork.com/Soleil, SOLE. If you want to leave a love offering, just go ahead and do so at either the PayPal or the Cash App that's circulating below. I'm going to start with the person that we've heard the least from lately, and that is Miss Robin Fenty, Miss Rihanna. So I have been very curious about what her life has been like since she stepped into motherhood. And I can't blame her for her being quiet. Girl, focus on your baby, focus on your healing. Don't worry about what the public or the fans have to say, absolutely. But I'm still nosy and I still want to know what's going on. So I'm going to ask 2 questions. If you guys have a third that you're interested in, go ahead and type that in the comments. But I'm going to start first with just seeing how she's been, how she's adjusting to motherhood, how that's going for her, what that journey has been like. Ancestors, agencies, and masters, ancestors. What can you tell me about Rihanna's experience in motherhood? What challenges have come up for her as she transitions? What blessings have come up for her? Any information or wisdom shared at this time is greatly appreciated. You guys, we got 7 people in the room, and I know the numbers are only going to go up. So that's 7 and counting. Leave those scale emojis. You guys know that the scales are important to me. They give me energy. They fall in alignment with my calling, my purpose, my destiny, which is to create harmony and balance everywhere I go. So go ahead and hit those scale emojis. Let me know that you're with me. And let's see what is going on with Miss Robin Rihanna Fenty as she adjusts to motherhood. Okay. And I forgot to light my candle. I need the flame to anchor me into the reading, so let me handle that while I'm going over the cards. All right. Hi, Prestigia. It's good to hear from you. That is a hell of a card to start with. All right. So in the very first row, we have the Tower, the Hermit, and the Knight of Pentacles. Now, sheesh. What is this Tower telling his ancestors? I'm reading Candle Flame as I read the cards because it helps me. So this first row is very, very much about her relationship. So motherhood, or, the presence of this baby has been a major impediment to her romantic relationship. Now, she will not admit that. Of course, she doesn't owe us that. But this Tower is showing that it has highlighted just how unsafe that relationship was to begin with, right? We know that the Tower it represents chaos. It represents destruction. But the reason why the falling apart is so easy is because the Tower was not built on a foundation that was stable, right? So anything that was built on an unstable foundation gets ripped apart during a Tower moment, right? We then immediately have the Hermit card. Now, the Hermit, the obvious meaning for a lot of people is that it's about being alone, but it's also being about tapped into your inner voice, right? So she's really, even though the state of this relationship is very chaotic, will they marry? Clarify the Tower card. Clarify the Tower card. She's very much asking herself if it's easier for her to be a single mother right now. The clarifiers I got over the Tower are the Mother of Baskets, which is like the Queen of Cups, and the Strength card. And we know that the Queen of Cups can be very emotional. They can be very unstable. They're very psychically attuned. But if they don't have a stable foundation, if their needs are not being met, they can be very emotional, very irrational, very needy, very clingy, right? There's a lot about this relationship that is putting her in conflict with her core self, which is a very strong knowing, authentic energy. So I think she's dealing with the reality of the fact that she thought that, a baby would bring them closer, but it's actually doing the exact opposite because it's highlighting a lot of the dysfunction that was already present in the relationship. It has been a long time no see, spiritual tea. Yeah, I'm happy to be back. The Hermit card, she's getting really tapped into what she wants. She's getting really clear about her goals, her perspective, what's necessary, right? And specifically what's necessary for her in this next transition, this next step, this new phase of being a mother. She's also feeling really protective about her money. She's feeling really protective about the future as it comes to her money. And she's being really practical and methodical. But she's also in a space where she doesn't really want to leave the house very much. I'm going to pull a clarifier over this Knight of Pentacles just because I want to see. We know that the Pentacles mean money, but they also mean body, the body, taking care of the body and health. So I want to pull a clarifier just to see what's going on with her and her physical body right now. Yes, I'm talking about Rihanna. Talking about Rihanna. Clarify this Knight of Pentacles. Got the Page of Cups. She's praying a lot. She feels very new. It's almost like she has a deep intuition that she didn't have before. That's not to say that she wasn't intuitive, but her intuition has been strengthened. So it's almost like she's learning how to trust a lot of the downloads and emotional downloads, spiritual downloads that she's receiving at this time. So it makes sense that we have this Knight of Pentacles because she is preserving her energy. She doesn't want to leave the house very much. Knight of Pentacles is very much a close to home kind of energy. It's very much mind my business, tend to my porch kind of energy. So she's really doing a lot to stay at home, to take care of her body, to recuperate, and to also, it's not just about the physicality. It's about, she's much more spiritual now, but she's in a very astute, youthful understanding of her spirituality. She's learning a lot more about her intuition after motherhood. In the bottom row, we have the 10 of Cups, the 8 of Wands, and the 2 of Wands. Now, this is really fascinating. We know that she's from Barbados. We know that she spends a lot of time in Barbados, but she's going to spend quite a bit more. If she and ASAP don't already have a house in Barbados, she's really putting a lot of thought and effort into either buying or building one. Clarify this 2 of Wands for me, ancestors. The fucked up thing that I'm getting from this reading is that even though he's annoying the shit out of her, and even though she's extremely aware of how unstable this relationship is, she's very likely to go ahead and marry him. She deeply wants a joyful, loving family environment. And she's deeply concerned about legacy and being able to leave something, transfer something on, move something forward, leave something behind. She's also very much invested in the nuclear family. So even though this is not a stable relationship, he stresses her the fuck out. Rocky stresses her out badly. Like this Tower, Queen of Cups, Strength combination, it's like literally her will and her determination to have a solid family, a nuclear family, is the main thing that's holding this shit together right now. But again, she's so deeply invested in this. She wants nostalgia. She wants memories. She wants a loving environment. And even though Rocky may not be the best baby daddy or husband or whatever the fuck it is they got going on, she sees a lot in him there. She thinks, okay, well, he's going to be a good father. He's going to make, we're going to have a house of levity. We're going to have a house of joy, right? 8 of Wands. She's ready to get back into her career. She's ready to get back to it. She's ready to be busy again. I'm going to pull a clarifier over this. I'm getting downloads about her body. What's going on with her body, ancestors? So this is really interesting. Rihanna has been deeply indecisive about returning to music, right? We have the Eight of Wands, which is quick change, forward movement, a lot of opportunities that can almost be overwhelming. You just kind of have to ride the wave. And that has always been the energy of her career. There's a lot of blessings over her career. And because of that, she has the opportunity, if she chooses it, to always have something to do, to always be moving and in motion. But the things that have held her back up until now is, and this is what I was getting about the body, she's depressed. 5 of baskets. I would not be shocked if she was is she dealing with postpartum? She is dealing with postpartum. I'm also getting that there's something going on about discomfort within the body. So she may have put on some weight as a result of this depression, but she's not fully herself. And that is the thing that has made her hold off for quote unquote so long. I don't think it's that long after having a baby. Absolutely. But it's the indecision. She's waffled back and forth quite a bit, right? 2 of Swords is a card of indecision, and it's almost like blinding yourself to the weight, to the heaviness of your decisions, because it's too much to deal with. So she's pushed off a lot of her obligations. She's pushed off a lot of opportunity. A huge part of the reason why she's returning now at the time that she is because I think she's aware of the time sensitivity, right? Because that's, again, another part of the 10 of Wands energy. Sorry, not 10 of Wands, 8 of Wands energy. You have to ride that wave because the waves may not come back, right? It's the quickness. You have to be flexible enough to jump in. But what has made her hesitant up until now is that, yeah, she's dealing with some depression. Also just a lot of indecision. That overwork, this, although blessed energy can be brutal, this can be exhausting. So again, with her being tired, her wanting to understand her body in its new form, also just trying to figure out how to feel comfortable with her body, even though it's changed, going back to that Knight of Pentacles. She's had a lot of indecision about going back to music, period, but she has chosen it. She's got a lot of really big plans about her takeover, right? 2 of Wands is a card of planning for dominion, planning for journey, planning for a takeover. So she's really deeply, she's very planned. She's also been very spiritually disciplined. So not only does she have a specific plan, she is working with her advisors, both spiritual and professional, right? She's doing the work of being in routine, in prayer and meditation about what her next steps are. So that's everything that she's been going through after motherhood. You may notice, and I'm not judging, I'm just going to say this and I'm going to make it obvious because I hope that you guys picked up what I put down, literally with these cards. You guys heard me talk a lot about the stress of this relationship. You guys heard me talk a lot about a need for space, a desire for space. You guys heard me talk a lot about discomfort in the physical body. You heard me talk a lot about overwhelm with figuring out what to do in terms of moving forward career. You really, other than that Queen of Cups, which was a clarifier card, you didn't hear me say a lot about immense joy, right? And that's not to say that she's not in a loving space. That's not to say that she's not in a happy space. But I am concerned because I am getting the understanding that there's not only some physical health issues that are lingering after this pregnancy, but also just some sadness and some mental health issues, right? So hopefully she's going to be okay. And hopefully, I mean, she's one of the richest women in entertainment. So I hope that she has a spiritual team and a mental health team that's supporting her because unfortunately her baby's father is not capable. Do we have any other questions about Rihanna at this time? Another reader said her baby may have been born with a defect. Let me have a second to figure out a polite way to ask that. I try not to read about small children. Let me figure out a way to ask that is acceptable. Another thing is that anytime somebody doesn't show their baby immediately, people start speculating that there's some sort of defect or something's wrong with the baby. And we really got to stop doing that as a culture, right? especially because those first 3 months of when a baby, no, you're fine. You didn't ask anything in a rude way. It's just, it is a dicey question. Absolutely. Those first 3 months of the baby's life, you can speak blessings into it. And you can also speak curses into it very, very easily, right? That's why most people don't bring, I mean, yeah, we think about the physical health of a baby in those first 90 days. That's why a lot of people don't bring their baby out of the house. But it's also a good idea not to have a whole lot of people around your baby, because everybody don't want to see your baby win. Some people don't even want to see your baby survive. Let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. And the things that people will speak over your child can, at the very least, leave decay, leave wounds that they have to figure out and that they don't fully understand. Or it can literally impact the life of your child, right? So I feel like, and maybe Spirit's going to bring up something that's different, but intuitively, I feel, I mean, you got to remember, she's a Caribbean woman. So everything that I'm saying to you right now, she knows that automatically and intuitively. You know, we're behind. We're, as Black Americans, are just learning a lot of the shit later in life and considering it. But I think when culturally you have those understandings, especially in Caribbean households, absolutely. Why? I mean, I think, again, it's that American obsession with celebrity and fame. We're waiting for the People magazine pictures or whatever. Do people still read People magazine? I'm a little older than I look. But just because she hasn't shown the baby off doesn't mean that there's a defect. But I don't know. I'm gonna ask cards. I'm only gonna pull 3 cards on this, okay? And if there's any other questions about Rihanna, go ahead and type them out. I'm happy to take one before we move on over to Ashanti. Ancestors, what can you tell us about the health of Rihanna's baby? Is there anything going on that has caused her concern or the family concern at this time? What can you tell us about the health of the baby? Are there any defects or deficits that are going to impact their quality of life? If so, what can you tell us about the nature of that situation? Any wisdom shared at this time is greatly appreciated. If you guys are having fun, hello, Sandra. It's good to see you. If you guys are having fun, hit those scale emojis. If you guys have a question about Miss Rihanna Robert Fenty, drop it in the comments. If you are entertained and you want to see me on here more, if you want to see me doing maybe a celebrity reading battle with my handsome godfather, Hugonzo, or one of my lovely sisters, LaBelle Venus or the Love Goddess, let me know. Put that in the comments. I'm trying to make sure that I'm over here and interacting with you guys a little bit more in the future. As well, if you are entertained, you see my Cash App and my PayPal scrolling at the bottom. Don't be stingy. Be generous. Be kind. Leave a love offering if you can. So let's see what's going on with the child. I see that the baby is in good health. I see that. Let me pull clarifiers over the 6 of Pentacles. I see that there not only has there been a lot of money put into the health of the baby, but the finest doctors, the finest spiritualists, the finest herbalists, right? 6 of Pentacles is not only a card of generosity, but it can be a card of healing. It can be pouring healing over someone else, right? The card of the Big Mama, she got a praying grandmama. That baby is fine. 5 of Baskets, that is concerning. Let me pull a clarifier over the 5 of Baskets. Clarify this 5 of Baskets. The Garden, future, a next chapter, abundance and blessings, watering your garden, keeping your porch clean, minding your business. It was everything that I said. This baby is healthy. This baby is healthy. Rihanna has dealt with some postpartum. We have that 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups is a card of depression. It's the past or old circumstances, phantom fears, etc., coming up out of the past and drawing you into stagnation and depression. So she has had some postpartum and she has had some difficulty, but the baby is fine. The baby is in good health. We also have the 9 of Cups, which is celebration, expression of gratitude, having your cups full. So again, going back to that Big Mama card, the praying grandmother, A lot of spiritual protection over that baby, and Rihanna has had a lot to be grateful for with the baby being here. We also have the Ten of Cups, which is again a lot of love, celebration, pouring over the baby. Look at my artwork, right? This beautiful, gorgeous family celebrating the birth of a baby and looking on, right? So I'm getting that the baby is fine. I'm getting that the baby is good. I'm getting that the baby is in good health. I'm honestly getting that Rihanna's health has, had some issues. So the baby's good, but Rihanna's had some things that she's needed to work through and figure out. Will she have more children? Okay, I'm happy to ask that, girl next door. That's going to be my last Rihanna question, and then we're going to move on over to Ashanti, and then we'll do Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen. I have a fascination with Gisele Bündchen, but if you guys want to do another topic other than Tom Brady and Gisele, because I'm not the biggest sports person, I'm not go ahead and put a suggestion in the comments. I'm open to them. But let's see if Rihanna's going to have more children. Will Rihanna have more children? Will she have more children in the future? Thank you, girl next door. Absolutely. Gisele is a whole witch and a successful baby. I would love to know more about the spirits that walk with Gisele. Gisele is a masterful witch. And has anyone noticed that since this divorce, I was about to call this man Tom Hanks, Tom Brady has looked gaunt. Like Gisele was a part of that man's life force. His face is sunken in. He looks like he's aged about a good 12, 15 years just since this divorce announcement came out. Gisele is something else. She's a powerful one. I accidentally pulled with my clarifying deck, but you know what? We're going to go along with it. Just from the first row, I'm going to say yes. Ooh, oh. She wants more children. She wants more children. She wants a big family. She's grateful that she has the money and the finances to take care of children alone. She has a lot of hesitancy about having more children with Rocky. And if she decide, I said this earlier, that they could probably get married, and if they do, it would just be out of spite. It would just be to prove people wrong. That is coming up again in this reading. In the first row, we have the page, or the Daughter of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles in the Garden. So this is an energy that is about learning through apprenticeship, right? But it's also an energy that is, the Page of Pentacles is somebody that's happy to learn. They're excited to learn, right? So she feels like she has more to learn about mothering and parenting, and that she's only going to learn it through the act of doing it, right? So yeah, she wants more children because she wants to learn more. She feels like the more children she has, the more she learns about motherhood, if that makes sense. Nine of Pentacles is independent wealth, luxury, and abundance. She's grateful that she has wealth to leave over to children. Part of her being able to celebrate that wealth and luxury is by having more children. She also feels like, I don't want to say she's like laying down her player card, because like that's like, even if it sounds misogynistic, fuck it. She's like, I lived, right? I've traveled, I've done all the things. So I'm ready to put down my player card. And that's kind of the energy of the Nine of Pentacles. It's not just somebody that has independent wealth, luxury, and abundance. It's somebody that has had the life experience, right? The options of a rich bitch, right? So she's like, I've done it all. Like, I'm happy. I can rest without feeling like I've lost something. And I'm happy from this point forward to focus fully on my motherhood. I'm happy to really celebrate and be present in this next chapter, right? I'm happy to focus on watering my garden and building my home, right? So she really does want more children. Now, the bottom row is where things get a little complicated. We have the Father of Baskets, or the King of Cups, the Two of Swords, And the Father of Knives, the Page of Swords in reverse, right? More about Rocky. This is part of the reason why she's scared of having more children with him, right? A part of it's like everything that attracted her to Rocky is now presenting problems in the relationship. What attracted her to Rocky was he was this person who was also, he's intelligent, but he can be deeply emotional, okay? He can be deeply emotional, which is a quality of the King of Cups, right? Very worldly, very traveled, like they like luxury, very cultured, right? So that cultured as well as emotionally expressive aspect of Rocky is what attracted her to him. It's also what's pissing her off, because it's like, I don't need you to be on your fly shit right now. I don't need you to be all the way over here with your emotions. I need you to be grounded, right? So as much as she wants more children, and there is a part of her that would really love to have all of her children by the same man, she is in a space of indecision around it. And the indecision is chosen. What do I mean by the indecision is chosen? She's blinding herself to a lot of things that she doesn't like about Rocky because she's afraid of letting him go. She's afraid of seeing the full reality of his behavior. But we got this Father of Knives in reverse. We know about his legal troubles. We know about him not, struggling with being faithful. We know little things have leaked out, so we see the warning signs. But it's only going to get worse in terms of us seeing just how deeply undisciplined and unprepared he is for fatherhood or long-term commitment, right? We know that the King of Swords, when upright, is a very disciplined man, very intellectual man. This is the father, the father. They're the advisor, they're the professor. There's somebody that's very disciplined, has high standards, and can be unyielding in their standards. This is in reverse, though. So he ain't got no fucking standards. He ain't got no discipline. And that's pissing her off. It really is. So short answer, I see more children in her future. She deeply wants more children. But the thing that's holding her back right now is that she is not at a space where she can fully let Rocky go, but she knows that having more children with him is not the best thing for her bloodline. And it's also just not the best thing for her emotional and mental health as well. Whew. Even the rich ones got the same problems as us, y'all. I know I just read on one of the richest women in pop, but I feel like I've read for a homegirl. I feel like I read for a cousin or a neighbor. So that shows you when you don't work through your shadows, it's going to come up no matter how much money you have. Rihanna is somebody with a history of complicated father issues, and it's now coming up in her own life, and that she's replicating that dynamic. I would love to read for her personally. I would love to give her advice. But Rihanna, again, Caribbean woman. Rihanna probably got a card reader. She probably got a spiritual coach on deck. We all wanted more for her, but we all want more for the beautiful, talented women in our lives who make not the best decisions about men. We all want that, but they gotta want it for themselves.
So fuel my fire, take me higher, I'll be your liar too. Cause when we're here, there's nothing better than the skyline.